So as a local service business, you have to show that you are credible in the thing that you do and the city that you do it. So as a functional medicine provider in Las Vegas. The specific items that Google's looking for is called the T. And that is experience, right? Experience, expertise, authority, trust. It used to be called EAT, but they added an extra E for experience because the AI could generate all kinds of articles about all kinds of stuff, right? They added that extra E. So I could say that I'm an SEO expert. I could say that I'm a public speaker. I could say, but I have proof of what I've done. I could say I know a lot about basketball, but I know a lot of these people, and there's clear proof that I'm doing stuff with the Warriors, or I'm doing stuff with other IV therapy guys, or I'm with, you know, the American IV Association. I'm doing the webinars on how to do, like, you know, you can clearly see, you know, American IV Association, you know, you can clearly see, right? It's not like I say that I'm doing this, or, oh, I'm very knowledgeable. That's what I say. It's not what I say. It's clear proof that when I talk about all the different modalities here, hormone optimization, you know, testing for, oh, the allergies and, you know, all this. Okay, well, aesthetics, so whatever, sure. So if I look at this thing on aesthetics, facial peel, microneedling, laser IV, you know, what are all these things? Do I have real experience, real expertise? Or is this girl just stock art?
She's stock art.
Yeah, so you can see this girl is in all sorts of places, right? So that doesn't show real experience or expertise, or like this one's, you know, it's probably the same thing, right?
Yeah, all of it's
So
stock art on this
okay.
one.
So, and then therefore it has this page on aesthetics is all zeros, and not because of SEO technical issues or Wix or anything like that, but because you need to actually show, like, hey, facial peels. Well, hey, well, here's so-and-so who's our esthetician. She's been doing facial peels for 12 years. And here's some things about how she says she likes to do it. And maybe there's a quick little video that it links to, like where, hi, I'm Sarah, and, you know, I'll be taking care of you. And I went to this esthetician school. And the reason why I'm an esthetician is because this, and that. You know, so you're showing, proving to Google, just like the stuff we had to submit to Google to prove that you are who you say you are. Like, yeah, we actually do. Like, oh, we've done, you know, however many spa facials in the last year. And, you know, what we've noticed in the last year in Vegas, because it's in the desert, we have a lot of higher income folks. They really like to go for this kind of facial versus that kind of facial versus, and so now you're speaking from experience, which a ChatGPT can't invent. Because what most people do is they go to ChatGPT and say, oh, write me an article about, you know, this, and that.
Right.
And I even asked ChatGPT, like, who is she?
And
Who
it
is
gave you information?
Yeah, it's like, well, here's some stuff about her. She's got 12 state licenses. She overcame cancer in 2022, and it's citing where it came from, Black Business Month, right? So
Cool.
when I saw this, I thought, you know what? Dr. Lightning actually has the raw ingredients and experience. But the shameful, sad thing is that none of it's reflected here. Like, I look at your about, okay, that's you. And it says a little bit of information about this, but there's not, I mean, yes, you know, bio, you know, here it is. And then, but
what about the media page?
Let's go to the media page. So this is not bad. And you could put it on Lightning VIP, but I really think this is about you as a person. So Lightning VIP is a company. And there's all the things about the company and what the company does and about the company. Now you're the name behind the company, but those are two separate objects.
I own drlightning.com, but I haven't created a website for it yet. That was going to be like my, I don't want to call it a speaker page, but for lack of a better, like my speaker page.
All the stuff about who you as a person are.
Yeah.
And then you have other people here in the clinic. You have other things about the business. But I mean, there's some overlap, but you really want to have a website just for you. I have a website just for me. We have websites for every one of our businesses, right? I mean, obviously my name is involved in a lot of these other things, just like with yours, but we understand there's a difference between the business versus the person. And a lot of the small practitioners, it's basically just them and a couple nurse practitioners or whatever. So I get it. Like, it's so small. And then they name the business after them, which, you know, like I get it. No, it's good and bad. It's just tougher when you want to sell.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Oh, Mr. Mark is back.
I was apparently in a no parking zone, so I caught him just as he was about to write the ticket.
Oh, dang, that would have been bad. Okay, well,
I had
good.
to go find another spot.
So Mark's been my best friend for many years, over a decade. So
Yeah.
he also is an engineer and he knows how to do all this stuff. So I just think that whenever we do things like this, it's always nicer to have multiple brains. And then he's learning how to do this for other people as well. Some high profile people in other industries that I don't know anything about. I happen to have a very personal interest in healthcare. You can imagine. You can look at the list of all the people I've interviewed. I don't want to name drop, but you can imagine who they are.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Like, the Orange Theory Fitness, Restore, Revive. I've interviewed all these people.
Wow.
Tony Robbins, medical director, like all this stuff. Okay. So you have this media, and that's great. And I'm not here to like argue subjectively on whether I think it's
gotcha.
good media, but
Yeah.
from a pure factual data
Sure.
engineering
Yeah, yeah,
standpoint,
yeah.
zeros.
I got one.
You got the one. It's probably your name is the one at Rain Sun. It's your name. Okay. So we are on the same team.
Yeah, no,
I view it as like, imagine I was a weight loss coach and people stepped on the scale and it said like, your BMI is 40 and like you're obviously, I don't mean to like offend you, but
Yeah,
the scale says and the,
you're obese.
yeah, okay. And
That's what it
so
is
the same thing like
objectively.
you do with the blood work and all
Yeah.
that, right? And you do it in such a way that the patient doesn't feel like you're
Sure.
offending them, even though
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
clearly this level,
Yeah.
this number's too high and too low and all this, right?
Yeah.
So we're doing the same thing for digital for you,
Mhm.
right? And I'm just telling you the facts of what Google
I'm
believes,
sick,
okay? Yeah. So the cool thing is like, oh, we're going to start some TRT for you or whatever it is, right? In this case, we're going to start some EEAT for you. Okay.
Okay.
So what is Google looking for? Well, if we go back to the one on aesthetics, or you can choose any one that you want, doesn't really matter. It's the same thing. Every one of your pages, I already looked at them. They all have the same problem. Okay. So if I copy this and I come into a GPT that I made, let's say this one here, which I've, told it whatever I want. So now grade this page. This is a location service page. I mean, it already knows it's a location service page for Dr. Alexandria Light. I represented California National Spelling Bee in 1988.
Wow.
EEAT, remember we know what that is, the experience. Are you actually reflecting real experience to show that you've done a lot in aesthetics in Las Vegas and you have, happy clients and there's a lot of reviews and you have estheticians, like all this proof, right? Like you already know what the answer is going to be because you know, but I just want to have the AI tell you so that way you don't say,
Sure.
so it's not in my
Yeah,
opinion,
yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And PAA. And so remember we did a search on sombrero and the people also ask, well, they also ask like where does sombrero term come from and what are other hats that Mexicans have and what, like all the related questions. So that's what the PAA is, right? So then I paste it in and then the AI comes back. So it's so funny because you want to build this grader based on the blood work and this other stuff, yet I'm applying the exact same concept on your digital data, isn't it? Isn't it kind of like
Yeah,
a matrixy sort of?
Yeah,
Isn't that
yeah.
interesting? Okay. So you also know that ChatGPT has this override master prompt where it's trained to be like polite to you. Like it doesn't want to be mean. So when it tells you like, that you get see now it's being polite. It aligns well with like these things here. Now let's break it down. Well, doesn't, okay. Now we'll say grade it, please, and include specifics.
Obviously, I'm like, get granular.
Before and after, plus rewrite sections. It was like, especially, I know it's a run-on sentence, especially PAA, include, this is great, placeholders where she can insert EAT items, okay? Now, you know there's very little information there on that page.
Yeah.
It's not really a B+. It's being polite, okay? Yeah. So it doesn't really show these other pieces before, after. This is like a marketing sort of, oh, we offer premier solutions, skincare for you. Like, okay, whatever, right? Add these pieces, insert these other trust pieces. So don't just have it live on the media page. Sprinkle it in everywhere because not everyone's going to go. Like what percent of people go to the media page? Nobody, right? So remember, PAA is people have certain questions about microneedling. But then if this is all you say about it, experience the rejuvenating power of facial microneedling, a cutting edge treatment designed to, like, it sounds like a commercial, doesn't it? But then it's like, okay, do this, right? And just add it, before and after, right? Now it's writing it to just be more complete, including elements of EEAT, right?
That doesn't make the website too wordy.
No, you can also do it as an accordion.
As a what?
As in like you click to expand.
Oh,
it,
okay,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
So if we want to rank on facials, Las Vegas, then, okay, there's ads, okay? There's the GMB map results. There's, the directories. How much should I spend? How much do you tip? What's the best type of facial to get? Should I shower before a facial? What if I'm after 40? What? So there's all these, what's a hydrofacial? I don't even know what that is. I'm sure you know, right? How much is it? What is Diamond Glow? And you see all this? So if I want to rank on facial Las Vegas, Google's saying, you need to answer this. So I'm sure, should I get a facial in the night or in the morning? I'm sure if you just took these 20 or 30 questions and you just spent 1 minute, boom, on each one, boom, 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 all the way down, you could just knock the whole thing out in an afternoon, right?
Okay, so I've heard that you can't use Chat GPT to write these articles for you.
Correct. You want to have a
because-
video of you answering those questions
Oh, okay.
because then it's actually you. Because otherwise, I could just
Like you said,
I could just copy this and say,
Chat GPT, write me an article for each of these questions.
and that would be abuse. That's AI abuse. It did work 2 years ago and it's still working now, but because everyone else sucks so bad, Google's like, these answers suck, but like, okay, fine, it's better than nothing. So okay, we'll take it.
Uh-huh,
Right. But
okay.
I think things will become more competitive. Okay. So it's telling us, here's these questions. You and the other girl should, I'm assuming it's being sexist, but you should, you should answer these questions.
The funny thing is, thank you. This was a good recording. I actually got rid of aesthetics, so I need to actually take that off my website
Okay.
for now. But
you
still
get
for
the
the other
point.
stuff, for the
Yeah.
weight loss
So
and everything else.
here's-
I even have patients who have given me before and after pictures. I just haven't posted.
Before and after is amazing. Okay, so then what I'm looking for is, let's say, aesthetics, not aesthetics,
Weight loss?
weight loss. So this is off my phone. Everything on my phone is automatically in Google Photos and Apple iCloud, right? Paid $10 a month for the cloud storage, right? And then
Wait,
Anything-
wait.
I'm
What
searching.
about private photos?
This has everything that I have here. But let's say
What about nudes?
I don't have any, like I don't do that.
What if people do have nudes?
Then you have to put a separate folder on that, okay? Because you don't want that stuff. So let's say I wanted to, let's see.
There's all kinds of stuff that I would never put my photo up on a screen in front of 5,000 people.
Right.
Okay.
Dennis can.
So IV, right? So stuff related to IV. So there's clear proof that this happened in Oxnard, and I was doing PRP. This is my friend Dr. Adrian Laura, and I don't even like needles, so I'm not going to show that. But here's, this was when I was in Fort Lauderdale, and we were looking at the different things that I was going to do the IV for, right? And there's proof of these procedures.
What about this? So this on my social media is literally me from start to finish doing a BHRT or pelleting hormones
Yeah,
on
exactly.
somebody.
Wow.
Exactly. That's clear experience.
So where would I put this though for it to register? Give me,
You'd put it on the page that talks about hormone pelleting, and you create a page on every single thing that you have. And look, you've even you've edited it, you show the different steps and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's great. But the thing is,
Right.
because it lives on Instagram or whatever, it's not visible to Google. So anything that you already have, you want to repurpose, meaning you put it in you like copy it over to all these other places, right?
Yeah.
That's great.
okay, and I was gonna.
I'm sure you have a ton of
Oh,
this.
yeah, I was gonna say, cause I have that's me speaking at an event.
Great. But where is that? It's only on
It's all
Instagram.
on
So
Instagram.
it's locked up on Instagram.
What about, I was my ribbon cutting and.
Yeah, That's awesome, but that's not visible to Google.
IV stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that is awesome.
Okay, so I don't know,
Okay, so what you need to do is you have all the stuff. It's on Instagram. What you've done. So,
IV stuff.
yeah. So we teach this thing called the Content Factory. And here's me arguing with Zuckerberg on CNN in front of millions of people. So that was a couple days ago. I interviewed the CEO of this whole thing here. I know. Digital marketing with Dennis Yu. There's a whole group of people that are learning digital marketing. Okay. And we have, I'm just going to Google it. I have a document too. Everything we make Googleable. Okay. This is a 300-page beast. You can go through it. Okay. And the idea is that you've produced a lot of speaking and videos and stuff. But then what you did was you took this and you skipped straight to posting on Instagram.
What step is that?
So you have videos and whatever on your phone, and you've posted it to Instagram. But you could post it, or the AI could, or a VA could post it to YouTube, post to your website, post to your GMB, post it. So anything you have here, you're going to process it using ChatGPT and other tools, so then it can live in many places.
What do you mean
That's what one
process it?
Processes is in like just post it. Like you have a video of you talking about IV therapy. You have this walkthrough, step 1, 2, 3, hormone pellet, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in multiple places so it can be seen more than one place.
Okay.
It's that easy. It's like put it on your website. Your website doesn't have, your
Nope.
website has, let's look at these services, hormone optimization. Okay. So people might say like, yeah, well, what's the difference between TRT and HRT? And
Mm.
what's the, how do I know if my testosterone's too low? And what if I take this other thing to increase my testosterone? And, great. These two women are celebrating something, right? But BHRT, oh, bioidentical,
Yes.
there's all the different sorts of variations of HRT and TRT and whatever it is. Okay. So, but we could run this through the same thing here. Now, grade this page. It's going to tell you the same thing, right?
Right, what grade did it give me? A B? Oh,
B.
slightly lower.
That really means like a C.
Is it including the images as well, like the quality of the images, the relevance of them?
Yes and no. But in this case, it doesn't matter because it's all stop art, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, there's no location signals. Remember, you have to show that you do the thing in the city that you say you do. Show a lot, and of course, there's like, HIPAA and whatever it is, so you have permission to show these things. But you and the other girls in the office can talk about this, right? Yeah, what should I expect? I mean, these are obvious questions. You should answer these questions.
So my page has an FAQ section.
Okay.
It needs to be on the actual page though, not the FAQ section.
Yeah, who's going to go to the FAQ? If they're looking at, then the FAQs related to that should be right there, right?
Okay.
Because every page on the internet should be about that one thing. You shouldn't like have it go on your about and the media thing. And like, it's just, people are not going to do that. They're just
Okay.
like, put it there. Very easy. Because when you search on Google, Google won't send people to the homepage. People will send people to
The page
that one thing.
that they're talking
People don't
about.
realize that. Like, who cares about your homepage? People spend all this time obsessing about, I think it's funny because the aesthetics women always obsess about. Yeah, so it's pretty straightforward. So if you have the raw ingredients, which you do, these are all the raw ingredients, then the AI can process it. So the difference between how these other idiots use AI is they just like have it generate, oh, answer these 15 questions, build me a website about whatever. And so they just made up stuff out of thin air. What we're saying is AI is a chef. You give it these raw ingredients, then it can make all this off of it. So then we feed all your stuff into here saying, connect all the stuff to so that's where the APIs come in. We feed in, give it access. You understand, like you could, access, connect the folder. Right? And then the chef can cook. But right now the chef doesn't have ingredients to cook with. So it just like makes hot dogs basically, right? So that's what we want to do. So the same thing that needs to happen where all of this stuff here has to teeth whitening. Okay. So like there's just not, it doesn't say it. Why would anyone come here? Why would Google send anyone here? This doesn't have any EEAT, right? But you understand this is not a technical problem. You don't show real experience of teeth whitening. Let's see some people getting their teeth whitened in Las Vegas.
Yeah, we have before and after pictures and people have given us Google reviews on it and posted their before and after pictures.
Yeah, like only $120. That's great. Shoot, my teeth are yellow. I need to get this fixed for $20. That's great. What's this all about? Just so dentist. So how many times have Mark and I or whatever hung out with these other dentist people and you can clearly see that's not a dentist. There's things that are happening here.
Wait,
Look,
so is you putting this on here qualifying your EEAT?
yes. No, wait. So this is off of my phone. This is
Correct.
not
That's
posted anywhere.
that's
So
what I'm saying.
the fact that it's on my phone and this is in Denton where Mark is getting his teeth worked on by Dr. Glenville, who's a very famous dentist. We fly in to do this. That's raw material. That's this that can be processed by the AI to then live on social media, website, Google My Business, like all these other places, right? But you have content constipation, Dr. Lightning, because you have all this stuff here and only some of it's made it to Instagram, but the rest, the internet and Facebook and LinkedIn, like it doesn't live anywhere. That's what we need to do. So it's not that you need to, I mean, yes, we want to move from Wix to WordPress, but the bigger issue is that your stuff doesn't.
So I
doesn't
have a
exist.
Go High Level account that I connected to all my social media, all my social media.
Well, Go High
things.
Level is more for landing pages and booking calls.
Well, I was
that
gonna
kind
say as far as for ease of posting to multiple platforms, I can just
Yeah.
use that to
Yeah.
to schedule and auto post one thing to all platforms. I'm not having to
It's
log
it's
into
not
each
about a
one.
posting frequency. It's about taking this stuff and just getting it out there. It's not,
Yeah.
you're not a newspaper where every day you have to come up with the latest news and whatever it is. We just need to, each of these, well, first off, you have service pages, but you don't have any location pages. Now, I know you only have like one location, right?
What are location pages?
So within Las Vegas, there are, Henderson and Green
Rivers,
Valley. So even though,
Timberland,
yes,
okay.
even though you don't have locations in each of those places, you still want to have these city pages. So I could even ask like, okay, given she is in Vegas, what are the location pages she should have and why? Why location service pages? So you can even talk to it and ask it, why do you recommend this and that, right? It explains all this kind of stuff. And you might say something about, your favorite places to go shopping in Summerlin or going hiking in Red Rock Canyon or, all this kind, even though it has nothing to do with services. What it does is establishes locality for you, right? Oh, Green Valley Ranch. Yeah, I was there. They remodel it and, it's the better of all the station casinos and, it's closer to the airport, whatever it is that you want to say, right? Because what you're doing, you're trying to, with the local service business, you're trying to show that you do that service in that area. So yeah, you have services. Well, you've barely shown that you do aesthetics and TRT, or you don't do the aesthetics, but the TRT and all that. But you need to also show Las Vegas, right? Because someone in Henderson is going to want TRT, Bradley and these other guys who live in those gated communities. And maybe there's, someone that you've interviewed on your podcast and they live in Henderson about some other, like we were in Henderson a few days ago, right? You could say, yeah, I was in Henderson and it was Joseph Ortega and Sean Kelly and all these other sorts of people. And I spoke at this panel, right? Because you're not just attracting, but you're probably not
Are
taking
these
a turn.
each individual pages that need
Yes.
to be?
Yeah, you make
Okay.
pages for each of those cities and for each service that you have. So you do both of them. And when it's really important, like if it's a core thing that you do, like let's say IV or the blood work or whatever, then you create a page for Henderson blood panel, whatever, right?
My friend Cliff does this. He was at the event too on Thursday.
Okay, yeah, this is super straightforward. Every local service business I know, we do this for, and there's thousands of these. We coach a lot of agencies who think they're really good at marketing or whatever, and we implement. We tell them to do it, and the SEO improves because people are going to search for, IV therapy near me, and they're in Summerlin, and then this page on Summerlin IV shows up because there's not many pages talking about Summerlin IV, right?
So what does that look like functionally on the website? Is it like
Yeah,
a
you have
locations and then it's a
locations.
drop and then
Yeah,
it's a
just
drop
like
with?
that. Top level nav, just like that.
Okay.
Yeah, very easy. Well, I don't know. Wix is still easy too. But like this should link to your GMB. Every article you have here should, every page here, let's just say, weight loss, different versions of semaglutide, GLP-1 blockers. So great. You have all this, but there's no author here. The author, you understand, like every web page needs to have an author. Who's the author? Dr. Lightning is the author of this page. Every page needs to have an author as an example of many things we look for.
How do you tell who the author is?
Exactly. It doesn't say anywhere who the author is.
Well, isn't it just assumed that the
No,
author is Lightning?
no.
Yeah.
You need to see like by Dr. Lightning. Every page except for the homepage needs to show an author. That's a fundamental of the internet. Like you read an article in the New York Times or whatever it is, and it's by so-and-so who's a journalist, right? I mean, yes, it's by the New York Times, but you want to know who wrote the article.
Okay.
So who wrote this? We don't know. Guess you wrote it. ChatGPT wrote it. I don't know.
I actually hired a girl off of Fiverr to write it.
Oh no.
She said that she specialized in copy for websites.
Oh no.
So she rewrote all the language of all my pages. Because she's like, well, when I go to your website right now, it says semaglutide, it says this, I don't know what that means. And your website is not selling your services. So she rewrote
Well, it at least shows
all that stuff.
visually shows that part there, which is nice. Tirzepatide, Mounjaro, whatever, but that bound you can do. So from a landing page copywriting standpoint, sure. Brings them through, put the arrow there. Yeah, got it. But from a Googleability standpoint,
No.
and I think weight loss just got approved as a local service category, local service ads. Dentist got approved. I think there's like 7 or 8 categories now in Google. They just opened up in the last year.
Oh, wow.
They've been saying it for a long time, but they finally did.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's huge for medical. You should do that. So this page works kind of for ads. If you run ads here, people can say like, oh, well, here's some of these things. And you can see all of the, the telemedicine guys that are selling semaglutide, the things going on crazy. The FTC's cracking down on all these guys, right? You've seen that, right?
No, I haven't actually.
And then Novo Nordisk has been
Oh, yeah,
getting,
yeah,
because
yeah.
all these guys pretend it's Ozempic, but it's not, or, right? They're mad. Obviously, it's their blockbuster drug.
Sure.
So this kind of works, but even still, even if we forget Google and the organic side and reviews and trust and all referrals, even if it was straight run ads here, wouldn't it be so much better instead of these 2 random girls? Like this is obviously not in Henderson or where does this exist here?
I don't know. It looks like it might be AI.
Imagine this is a video of you. Say, hey, I'm Dr. Lightning. I'm so glad you came here. Let me tell you something about, how we do things here, right? We're a small clinic here in Vegas. We serve all different parts, Green Valley, Summerlin, North Vegas. And the thing about our clients is that, I'm just like making something, there's a lot of these weight loss things. You can do stuff online and whatever, but we believe there's a lot of people who, you don't have to scare people, but you can say, there's a lot of people just getting all kinds of stuff in the mail or whatever it is,
Yeah.
but we actually want to make sure it's right for you.
Yeah.
Because if you don't look at it, because there's also like thyroid cancer and things
Sure.
like that. So we want to check to make sure that you have the right plan for you. We're not just gonna, pill mill it out like these other guys, because they're gonna get sued for
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
But we look at your overall health. Like what are your overall goals? And so we're going to recommend the right dosage, provided that you're approved and all this, and you get to talk to a real person. Right? Not just somebody in a call center in the Philippines who's like prescribing this thing for super cheap. Well, obviously we're not the cheapest, but
Yeah, there's a reason why.
yeah, that's, you can go to Walmart or
Target.
yeah, yeah. And we have a 12-week program. And I think you'll find, because you probably have already done a bunch of research and looking at other people that you could buy this from. But I think you'll find that we're very fair and reasonable. And we have this 12-week program, and it starts at only $249. Click on the button below, and me or one of my staff will personally talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay, imagine that video played right here instead of these two random girls walking.
Yeah.
Do you think that would be better copywriting or conversion than some girl in the Philippines or who that
Yeah,
makes fiber thing?
Yeah.
And then it goes, then this video of you
Canada.
reinforces the EEAT, because then it's actually you. Like, glad you came to my clinic. I'm Dr. Lightning. I truly care. I understand health. I had, this big cancer scare back in 2022, and I'm well known in the community. I would love to be able to help you with your health journey.
Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna be more.
So anyway, you could do this on every one of these pages. Hey, again, Dr. Lightning here. And you came here because you're interested in TRT. Let me tell you a few things that you need to know, because we've done this for hundreds of patients and whatever.
And then I
and here's
recycle that content, right? Now I'm having that on my social media. And
It's called
YouTube.
repurposing, but yeah, recycling.
Yeah.
You take that one video and you put it on YouTube, you put it on Instagram, you put it on your LinkedIn, put it on like wherever, all over, right? You probably are not even doing stuff on like Reddit and Quora and like
No,
these other random
no,
Twitter or whatever.
No.
But that's where you have a virtual assistant for $3 an hour or AI tools. Just take that, because if you have it here, then with a little AI help, then they can just put it everywhere, right? And then it shows them Google everywhere.
Okay.
That's what we want to do. No magic, very easy. But the key is you need to have someone who can go through this training on, there's actually a little more detail here than what I mentioned, but there's a lot of stuff to do, right? And do it the right way. And then you pay for the $30 a month team ChatGPT account. So as you train up all these assistants, so I've got all these assistants that do different things, right? They do different, like one that helps me with public speaking, one for knowledge panels, one, like instead of me walking you through the knowledge panel thing, you could have talked to my assistant for knowledge panels. And it's already been trained up on like all the common issues. And I've done this many, many times, right? Like sometimes. So in the same way, this is what you need. And it feels like a lot. That you need this for your website, Lightning VIP, get more clients for the services you offer here in Vegas. But you notice how these AIs, because we've trained it, because we've uploaded the training, just like we're onboarding a new employee for each of these, we're treating them like employees. For your health G, it's the same thing, right? Now, in terms of like connecting the data in, then we need to do a little bit of programming so that when someone gets their blood work, they fill out the form, Go High Level sort of is almost ready to do that too, right? They'll probably integrate that. Sean and Varun are friends of mine. They're the ones who co-founded it.
Oh, okay,
Right.
cool.
Yeah. You can Google me and see pictures of me and them hanging out. I've been on their podcast. And this is the proof of EEAT thing. Using your clients to brand you. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to wearing my high level shirt, Interview them is not because they're testimonial.
Oh, nice.
You're literally showing. I don't like to listen to myself talk. But what I was showing you here is that it's people, Mark knows this, people obsess over a tool, right? They think like, oh, I've got high level. Now I don't need to understand anything. I don't have any experience. Oh, I hired this girl who does copywriting on Fiverr. And then she's an expert. I don't know. I'm just a doctor. I don't know anything about copywriting and the internet and all that. It's all overwhelming to me. No, wait a minute. Wait. If you actually have real experience drilling teeth or doing whatever, okay? Real experience. There's me and Dr. Glenbow. And, this is a 40-minute video of him and I going on and on about, it's actually branding for other doctors because he's got 40,000 dentists that follow him. So this is a 40-minute video of us talking about how do you grow your dental practice from one doctor or, like 5 dentists, and then you don't have to come to the office. You can sell your practice, all that stuff, right?
Sure.
So there's clear EEAT. So the summary of our whole meeting, Dr. Lightning, is can you get a folder? I'm sure you have it on your phone that has all the real EEAT of you, day by day, like doing all the stuff that you do. Then make sure that you have a virtual assistant or somebody maybe that marketing guy, I don't know. I don't get the sense he's a hands-on, like do the,
No, fine.
someone who's
Some
willing to
fucking
do the
ritual.
work, okay?
Yeah,
This is not like high-level CEO kind of, this is $3 an hour work,
sure.
okay? Are there people in America who want to do $3 an hour? I don't know, probably not.
No.
In the Philippines and Pakistan, sure,
Yeah.
right? And then they go through this training, so have them email us and they can go through this whole thing, because we create a lot of jobs for young adults that do this, which is a great first job, great. Actually, it's a great senior job because most marketers don't even know how to do all this, right?
I should get my 12-year-old to do this.
You should,
She wants to go into computer programs. She wants to go to SEPTA.
perfect. And then she can learn how to use ChatGPT to write her programs. I had to write code. Mark and I had to write code. Now that you understand, they can do all the Copilot and all that kind of stuff. right? Yeah, it
No.
does all that. Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry, you guys. That's how it's gonna be for doctors soon. And my first declared major in college was actually pre-law, because I wanted
Okay.
political science, I wanted to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
And I talked to a lawyer recently and I was like, I'm still thinking about going back to do it because some other like healthcare law that I malpractice and amongst other things. And
Yeah.
they were like, I don't even think it's worth it now. They were like, AI is
AI, right.
replacing junior associates. So
I see that. And the
unless
senior
you're-
ones too.
Oh, they were like, yeah, unless you're senior or above, they're like, forget it.
Right, right.
It's like,
It's
Okay.
true though. So I want to see you get more clients here in Vegas for the services that you offer. Have your 12-year-old, is she good with email and all that? Like being on top of communication, being responsible?
no,
Oh, that's a problem.
she's so smart and sweet, but she's not responsible yet.
Okay. So there's kind of this, I'm going to make like some blanket statements,
Sure.
but what I see, and Mark's seen this too, these young adults, they're like so good at technology and this stuff is just so like obvious to them, like
Yeah.
using these tools. Like whenever I demonstrate how to use chat, they just like, they instantly learn. It's so
Yeah.
easy for them, right? It's like iPads, right? But they suck when it comes to like showing up on time and deadlines and communicating and
Yeah.
like those
Now, my
things.
office assistant,
Yeah.
she's good at all that type of stuff, and she's 20. She's,
But
I
does she
love
have
her.
enough cycles? Like when it's not busy, can she go through this training and start just implementing?
Yeah, because here's the thing, the amount of time that I have her at the office, I actually don't even need her in there that time, so I find for her to do because.
This is stuff that needs to happen.
Yeah.
This is not the post once to Instagram every day kind of stuff.
So when she comes in
Yeah.
on like Wednesdays, when we don't even have any patients in office.
Yeah. Perfect.
You know, it's like, hey, sit here and do this.
But is she good with
training,
email and shows up on time? Okay.
All that.
Okay, good. So I want her to go through this training, have her send an email to Stephanie@blitzmetrics.com. And then part of the things that we want to see to have accountability, because you and I don't have time to babysit, every Friday, what's her name?
Liz.
Liz. So every Friday, we want Liz to send her weekly status report. Imagine you have some sort of day of the week where they send a status report, right?
What are you talking about? Staff report for what?
For how things are going and what she did and
No.
what the stats are and
No.
what's coming up next week.
No, not
Okay.
at all.
So
At Blitz what?
Stephanie@blitzmetrics.com. And then I want Liz to meet all the other Liz's that are in our program. And they can sort of communicate together and talk about other people and about me, right? But every Friday, we want her to send a report, which is what we call MAA, Metrics Analysis Action, saying, okay, this last week, I made these articles. I processed these videos. I was working on this part of the website. I was doing these various things, right? I completed some of these trainings. Here's stuff that I did. And here's the result of it. Oh, more people are coming to our website. We got 5 more phone calls from Google My Business. We're ranking on more keywords. I use ChatGPT and now we have these results, right? All these good things that happen from doing the work, right? And then the second part is, what am I going to do next week? So for this coming week, I'm going to do this, this, and this. Oh, okay. And then the third thing is, what do I need from you? As in, I'm stuck. I need access. I need the company credit card to run Facebook ads. I need, so it's those 3 things. What did I do? What am I going to do? And what do I need from you? Dependencies, one of my stuff, right? And that way, every Friday I scan through dozens of these just to see what everyone's doing, right? And the biggest issue I see, Dr. Lightning, is not the troubleshooting of the report. From having done this 30-something years, the biggest issue I see is when they don't send their weekly report. That's when I know there's a problem. So it's actually more important to send the report than for you and I to look at it. Because at least that way they're like, oh, Friday's coming around. I better show, like, what did I do this whole week? If I didn't do anything, I'm not going to show in my report, right? So we do that. This will work really well. This is all like diet and exercise and sleep. Like this is all fundamental stuff, right? It's not a technical hack or something.
Feels like it.
Feels like magic. Yeah.
This seems like a lot. Like, I don't understand how a bit like, if I was just running a business, that'd be one thing, but I'm running it and I'm in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm operating it and.
You got the
you know,
E-Myth issue.
Exactly. Yeah. I had an entrepreneurial seizure and now I own a job.
Yeah. You're wearing how many hats?
And I'm trying to figure out how to get out of that. I don't know.
Well, that's where you got to delegate stuff out and have processes. So that way you own the business instead of being in the business as much.
Yeah. Okay. So Liz is going to email Stephanie at blitzmetrics.com.
Yep.
She's going to get her set up with this master content factory guide training.
Yep.
Liz is going to have to go through it and start implementing.
And that weekly report every
And then
Friday.
she's going to submit an MX analysis and articles report of what she did, what she's going to do, and the resources that she needs from
Yeah.
me.
And we have training. You don't have to write all that. We have training on how to do every one of those components.
Okay, great.
But it's good for you to know what to expect.
And I need to upgrade my teams.
Yeah.
instead of
And then give her one too. So now you'll be paying $60 a month, $30.
I thought teams was so that she could.
Yes, but every person is $30 a month. So
Okay.
two people at $30 a month, you pay, we're totally worth it because of all the, and then when you have access to that, you can use all the stuff that we have built, and she could just copy it into hers. Yeah.
Okay.
And the reason why it's a Teams account is that when she's doing all this work, she can share that. You can come in and look at it too, but you can only do that in a team account. In a personal account, that's just for you.
Okay.
Right.
Um,
We have all these things for her to paste into ChatGPT.
so if I had to say what I should be, if I had to organize next steps is what happens when you get so much of.
You end up doing nothing.
Exactly. So if I had to say what I need to do first, what would that?
First thing is make sure you have some central library that ideally, you guys are in like Google Workspace, right? Google Apps with all the Google stuff, Gmail and all that. Okay. So make sure there's a shared Google folder that has all the pictures and videos and articles and all, we call that the content library, right?
So
Put
let
all
me
that stuff in there.
It doesn't, so as far as logging in, and I'm
Yeah.
asking if this matters on the Google side, because like do the email addresses of what's accessing all, so for instance, when I just did the Google verification
Yeah.
thing, it was underneath my Dr. Lightning at lightningvip.com.
Put it all under
However-
Lightning VIP.
However, for my admin console, I think that's like admin at lightningvip.com.
That's fine. Yeah.
And then for my personal chat GPT, it's under my name, that Dr. Lightning, but for her, all of her shit is under support at lightningvip.com.
And those are group functional roles within your Google Workspace account. Yeah, that's correct. That's the right way to
So
do
when I
it.
do
We
a
also have
shared-
training on how to set that all up.
So when I do a shared Google, does it matter which, can I put it under the support one?
For each
Support?
folder and at the top level, you can decide. So here, I'll show you. So here under Google Drive, I have my own personal Google Drive, but then I have shared drives. So we have like a Blitz Metrics drive, and there's 20 people just in this one. And within this, we have different folders, and then we can set permissions on what's going on, various things. So, this, for example, the folder permissions allows,
But it's all ultimately under this login right here. And then it's shared to or shared.
well, this is under the Google Workspace. So this is under Blitz Metrics. And we can decide which emails under our company account can access that. It's not tied to one account. It's not tied to an admin. It's a company drive, right? Yeah. So then it's under this one, whatever this one is, which may be a company or personal one.
Oh, that's my personal.
Yeah. See, then it's going to be so one of these is going to be admin on your overall Google. And that's what we want to see.
Actually,
If you have it stuck under your personal, then no one else can see it unless you share out one asset at a time, which is a real pain in the ass. So this file organizing thing, you should have Liz learn how to do that. Or like, you don't want to be the administrator of all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth your time, but someone's got to do it.
the scary thing about being a small business owner and having limited employees is I kind of do want to do it because I'm scared to death of, but somebody dies.
Now you're screwed. Yeah.
And now I don't have access.
And it's held hostage because then
Yeah.
you can't.
Yeah,
Well, that's why you always want to, well, you're small, but when you get to the point where you have a backup for every role, like someone comes in, sick, then that's the other person can double for them. That's when you know you don't have a bottleneck issue, right? Because the biggest bottleneck is you, not just Liz. I mean, okay, you lose Liz. Okay, that might be bad, but you're the biggest bottleneck in this business.
Yeah.
But this is a good first step. How do you eat the elephant?
one by a time.
Can't do everything in one session, but I think we made a lot of progress because the most important thing is that we're equipping Liz to start just getting these things in place. And now we can have, the beauty of a business is you can separate into functions. Front desk function, there's the person who does like each of these different things, right? And the functions operate as the business.
Okay.
If there's no, like, as far as I can tell, I don't think you have a marketing function that appears from I couldn't
Yeah.
see one. And just because you meet with that guy, I'm sure he's great, but there's no function, you know what I mean?
No, yeah, no, I don't have a function. That's,
Yeah.
this is all very preliminary with him. Yeah, I don't.
And the
I
whole
did-
like
I
marketing
was
PR
paying-
thing, that's great,
I
but
was paying this lady $1,500 a month as my marketer.
for what?
Exactly.
If there's no function,
So-
there's no
so
accountability,
she was,
right?
Like making sure I had events and
That's PR.
making
That's not marketing.
and making like helping make blog posts and
No,
doing
no.
like 3 posts on my social media a week. But I'm like, okay, that's nice that you're doing all these things.
That
It's
doesn't make the
not-
phone ring.
It's not converting to ROI though. I'm not making
The
any
stuff
money
we're
off
talking
of
about
this.
is making the phone ring
Yeah.
because we want to show up in the maps for more than just this. You know, you saw what you show up for is not very much, right? This
Yeah.
needs to be better. So we think about all these things, like all these people searching for Ozempic or whatever. That's probably something, if we show up for more of that, that's good ROI. This doesn't count.
Yeah.
All the stuff we're doing about is to make the phone ring for you.
Okay. Yeah.
So now it's up to Liz with your Ostrite mode. So every Friday we can take a look and see what she says.
Yeah. I'll see what she does. She might be
Yeah.
like, Dr. Lightning, I don't want to do this.
Okay, fine. We'll find someone else. She could say she's overwhelmed or maybe, I don't know. We'll find it.
Yeah.
Wednesday's nothing going on, so why not? This is more than they teach in any MBA in marketing, whatever. They don't teach this in school. This is a hands-on, you can only
Yeah.
learn from a practitioner kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no text. That's can
By the time it gets
Hands
to the
on
text, it's
together.
too late. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
There's no real textbook on how to use this ChatGPT thing.
Okay.
But in terms of so many things to do, here's what you need to do. Get the folder under your shared drive
Yeah.
of all your stuff. Number 2, I want you to join this group, Digital Marketing with Dennis Yu. And there is a webinar I did on, you can just scan through these posts in here, but there's a webinar I showed on how to use ChatGPT. I want you to watch it. It's an hour long, maybe a little more, just to understand, because then I want Liz to implement a content factory for you. And once this factory, the functional processes start working, all the good things start to happen. Because if there's no function, then you're good. The reason people feel overwhelmed is because it's not being handled inside a function. You know what I mean?
Okay, so shared Google Drive, Facebook, digital marketing with Dennis Yu, how to use ChatGPT. Okay, so and then this program, this training will walk Liz on how to step by step make these
Yep.
changes.
And there's an incredible amount of training. There's no shortage of training. It's like Netflix. It's, if anything, there's going to be, if she's not done marketing before, she might feel
She hasn't.
overwhelmed, but that's okay because there's going to be a lot of acronyms. There's going to be a lot of tools. It's going to feel like a lot for the first month, but she's just got to get past that first month. And then it starts to become more familiar. Okay, with anything new, right? It's scary at first. It looks really
Yeah.
complicated. And then if she talks to the other Liz's that are maybe a year along or 2 years along, they're going to say like, oh yeah, I was like that too. The first couple months, it was all like, I thought I was going to fail and it was so hard. And now it's like easy.
How much time do you think she needs to be applying? Like how?
At least 10 hours a week. Because initially she has to learn how to do the stuff and then have time to actually implement too. Right. But after the first 90 days or so, once she knows how to do the stuff, then like 4 or 5 hours a week. But there has to be enough time for her to learn too. Right.
Yeah.
But I totally get it. With a small business, like what do you, if you can't afford to have your own staff, then you hire some freelancer to make 3 blog posts a week.
Yeah.
That doesn't move the needle either. And the ugly truth is you need to have your person doing it, not some agency person who's like trying to do it for 10 other business, 20 business
Yeah.
things, because then they don't really care about you.
Right. And there's not that direct level of accountability too.
Right. It needs to be your person.
At least there's hiding behind the
Yeah.
screen that they get to get away with.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Well, didn't expect this today.
Did you get value?
Well, yeah, it's like here's all the ways you're, which I already knew.
I didn't mean to
was.
put it like that.
You didn't. I did.
Okay.
So you didn't put it like that at all.
Okay.
I'm being facetious.
Right.
Like I knew it was bad, but damn.
But how many patients do you have where you do the same thing to
Yeah,
them, right?
yeah.
And you're helping them. They know you
Yeah,
care.
Yeah. Then I put them on a little 12-week program.
There we go.
Hold their hand. 90 days, like
90
you
days.
said.
That's what we say for her. So Liz, we're giving her 90 days to work on your stuff.
She's gonna hate me on tomorrow.
Did you just overload her with more stuff? Put more stuff on her plate?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, Liz, I need you.
Then implement a bonus structure. Say if you're able to make
Yeah.
the phone ring because of this, then I'll pay you an additional $30 per phone call or whatever that comes in.
Then I'll tell her, and then we're gonna upgrade you to lead MA, then we're gonna hire another MA under you so they can take over your MA duties while
Uh-huh.
you focus more full-time on this if it becomes
Exactly.
overwhelming.
Yeah.
I'd
Scary.
honestly make her my office manager. She's good. I would trust her to be my office.
Awesome.
manager.
Cool.
All right.
Awesome, Dr. Lightning. It's good to spend time together.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
This is
And I'm gonna send this to you. 52 minutes. She can watch. Hi, Liz. I hope you enjoy this.